Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crate Expectations. I'm here with my co-host Little Man and his mobile fortress caregiver.
Mobile
How
Fortress.
well, I was gonna say mobile domination palace. I think that's like a Futurama reference, and then I chickened out, and it just sounded lame. It ended up sounding lame, but um, yeah. So, anyways, how are you? How's everything going?
We're
Uh,
good. We're,
yeah.
we're a little cranky today, so
Hmm.
sorry in advance.
He's been real upset, I've heard, that he hasn't been on the last couple Create Expectations, and that he's just letting his displeasure be known.
Yeah, he demanded that he arrive again, be present. I don't know.
Yeah.
There he goes.
Yeah. So, what's going on in the game as well? And I'm sure he has a lot to say about that. Are you farming the Thai Dorito, Sarah?
I am. Are you farming the Dorito?
On two different accounts, in fact. Yes.
Yeah. It is I want to say like aggressive. Is that the right word? I feel like I'm aggressively farming him.
I don't think there's any other way to do it right now. It's so weird. Like the community, I've had so many people swear up and down that it's a 3% drop rate, and so many people swear up and down that it used to be a 3%, but now it's like a 2.5, and the CG has lowered the drop rate.
Oh, I feel like it's three. I don't know. I
Well,
haven't I haven't paid enough attention to my numbers since the first day. The first day though, I did look at my numbers and I was like, looks like 3% to me, and then I went on my way.
hmm. Well, I mean, yeah. So the initial numbers were, and there's always going to be a few people who just get totally screwed on the RNG
Right.
scale. I know there's one guy who's like done as many refreshes as everyone else that I know, and he is like 70 shards behind everyone.
Really?
Like just getting several drops of just zero.
Oh man. I will say though, I am being like super superstitious and I am simming in threes.
Are you?
I am.
I forgot. Yeah, you are. You're not just a little stitious.
I am
So
super superstitious.
you are extremely stitious. Yeah. So uh so yeah, I both of my accounts are right where they should be. I think actually my main
Mhm.
account has been getting a little lucky, which is ironic because I'm like, well, this is the one account I'd be willing to actually spend real money on shards if I didn't get the right RNG.
Right, if you were like behind on the chase.
Right. Well, the funny thing is, my on Professor X, we're actually uh,
Really? You're
yeah. So on my alt, we Professor X, the one that you help run.
Mhm.
Um, he's doing pretty well. I think he's at 6 stars. Like I think he's right on track.
Yeah. I think I looked at it earlier and you
Mhm.
were at, you needed like 91 or 92 or something like that.
Yeah, which is pretty fancy. Yeah, it's well, the interesting thing on that account though is I had 10,000 crystals saved, and then and this is totally you just doing what you needed to do. Like you spent a lot of them on conquest, so it went down to
Right.
around somewhere in the 8,000s.
Yes.
Which is totally fine. Like I said, like you've been doing conquest. Like I can never say anything awful about you about that. Like thank you for doing it. Like thank you. And I tell you, I'll thank you off screen too, guys. I do tell her thank you.
He does.
Hey, look at that. She even supported me on it. I must actually do it. Wow.
Uh,
But so it went down to somewhere in the 8,000, and I'm still like, even though I'm doing the like 50s and the hundreds and one of the 200s every single day,
mhm.
um, I'm still at like 7,000 crystals.
Yeah. Actually, I was noticing that even about my own account. I was like, I'm still hovering pretty much roughly where I was before the chase started. Um, Also, I feel like you can stop doing the 200 on your Professor X account.
Okay, then I will. Very well. I'll save it for you to just toss into the wind with conquest.
Yeah. I just feel like you're so far ahead that you probably we have like 4 or 5 more days of this to go. Wednesday, 4 days,
I think so. Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think that's probably fine. Yeah. So we get Tide Dorito, and then. So what do you think about our chances
Mm.
of so we're gonna get another ship, and it's probably gonna be another chase. Do you think they're gonna put like the next chase on like a Cantina node or
Man, I
something?
hope so because I need so much signal data. Um,
No, no, you don't want that.
why?
Because if the drop rate's the same, then you're paying double for refreshes.
True. True. Okay, fair. But
I understand, like, you want signal data. I get
I
that. That's a
do.
crunch. 100% get that.
No, but you're right because you're starting the refreshes higher. Um, but so okay, I actually was thinking about this because I was like, oh, maybe I'll just hoard my fleet energy again afterwards and just kind of stockpile it. And then I was like, what if it's not on fleet though? What if it's somewhere else? And man, I just wish they would tell us where it's gonna be.
I wish they would. Apparently, it's a worse drop rate, by the way, guys.
Hmm.
If you do the hard node on ships, it's actually a worse drop rate.
I heard
Then,
that.
yeah. So that's too bad because a lot of people are still farming TIE Defender, including Professor X. But
Hmm. Yeah, we are currently not farming it.
oh, I think I snuck in and did it once. But yeah.
Uh, yeah, because I even looked at farming just like nodes that I needed gear wise for some characters, and some of them I did full refreshes on them and got no shards, and I was like, all right, we're not doing this node at all during the chase then. And it was just like a regular node, it just didn't want to give me any shards, and I was like, okay, fine, and I haven't gone back.
All right. Yep. Done, son.
I've been exclusively on my account on 2E where the furnaces are.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've been doing. I like doing the three. Is it D or something? The one with the things and the stuff. I don't remember.
The things and the stuff.
It's where you get a piece that turns into Zinbittle.
Yeah, okay. Hmm. The
Uh,
hollows.
yeah, I think so.
Is
Yeah,
that what's there?
I think so. Doesn't really matter, frankly. Yeah. So, Ty Dorito, are you excited about it?
I'm excited that it will get me closer to Leviathan. Does that count?
Did you know that people say that I poisoned you into saying Leviathan inaccurately? By the way,
Is it Leviathan or Leviathan?
I prefer Leviathan, and the accurate way to pronounce it is Thun.
Fun.
Leviathan. Thun.
Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Or Leviathan.
Leviathan. Leviathan.
Leviosa.
Yeah. Leviathan. I like that.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Levios. Them. Yeah. Anyways, we have yeah, we're getting Leviathan, and we'll see how good that is. Ty Doritos here, and everyone's chasing it. What does that mean for you though? So you're also like
mhm.
actively working on trying to get Cal unlocked. Whether or not CG like will allow people who are, you know, who are not like actively spending a lot on these characters, whether or not they'll let people do that is another
Mhm.
question, I guess. But like, what do you think your chances are, and how is this messing with your chances?
Oh man, it's seriously messing with them because I need to buy Tarful and Saw out of shipments, I think, in order to speed them up because they're not farmable yet. I mean, Marin's not farmable yet either, which is a little bit worrisome. Um,
I bet that we can farm her next week, is my
Yeah,
guess.
I'm thinking we are gonna get her within the next week. Um, but I wanted to buy some shards this week out of the store, and I was like, can I justify these if we're gonna get another chase?
Hmm.
And it would be very tight for me to make the chase. Just by buying, like I wanted to buy 50 of each in the weekly shipments. So it's 8,000 crystals.
Yeah, which is that's actually annoyingly that's actually more than the chase costs.
I know.
Like you just get 100 shards across two characters. You need 660 total. You get a
Right.
hundred of them for more than it costs you to buy from start to finish a new
A
Thai
new ship.
Dorito, a chip.
Right? Like, so I didn't do it because I was like, I'll just wait and see. I'm curious if Marin will go farm bull this week or next week. Um, I have a feeling Cal is coming within the month, within like the next 4 weeks, and that's gonna make getting him very difficult.
Yeah, well, so it's hard node, like or not hard node. It's the weekly shipments that.
Right.
So I'll get impatient sometimes. Like I almost all the characters on my main account, I will buy through shipments. We call it soft whaling or light whaling or whatever. And
Hmm.
the thing is, they put them in with so many other characters that the drop rate is terrible. Like I've checked every single refresh actually for the last 3 days, and
Hmm.
I got 4 Tarful shards.
Really?
One time he showed up one time, and they're actually on two different nodes right now. Saw is in a different shipment node. Like
Hmm.
it's totally like you can whine about it, and I do sometimes with Solo when we're talking on our podcast. But it's like no one has sympathy because it's like freaking spenders. Who cares about your first world problems? Your zeroth world problems.
Oh.
But but it is like it's I will say it's not reliable to get those shards
Hmm.
from like the refresh the shipment refreshes it just from the weekly ones. And so I'm like that's the ultimate math is like you have to wait until you have enough from the weekly shipments. So
Right.
yeah, it's just a whole mess. Like I don't I'm guessing that I'll be able to unlock Cal,
Yeah.
but just barely probably.
I think it's
And
gonna be
yeah.
very tight for most people.
Okay, so we kind of know when Cal is coming a little bit. We have an inkling, right?
Yeah, because I mean, so June 26th should have been the start of territory battles. And we now know that for whatever reason, it is being pushed back to June or no, July. No, June 30th, right? The Friday?
I don't remember precisely, probably, but yeah, like
It
they're
it's going from Monday to Friday for the start date. And they are putting out an update on that Wednesday. And they specifically said there is an update that's being pushed or something along those lines. And TBE will be on the Friday. And my only thought is you would only push this back if you were introducing something that would be accessible within the first couple of phases, because since they do updates on Wednesdays and the Wednesday update would miss it, then it has to be the mission on Braca that unlocks Zepho. And if you're unlocking Zepho, that means Cal's in the game.
right. So it's definitely Zepho.
Most Zeph.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I I can't see any other reason for why they would move TB.
I'm excited to know what's in there. Like it's like a present. It's like Christmas a little bit. Like what are they putting? What are they putting in Zepho?
Right. Like, is it stars? Is it get 3 and 2 and 1? Is it a new character? What's going on? Plus platoons. Ugh.
I know, like they've already said there's going to be platoons, and it's probably going to be updated to have all the new characters.
Right. And I don't like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's like what?
That's gonna hurt.
What's the most recent one? Like Zori isn't on it, but everyone else is, or something like that.
Afra isn't.
Afra isn't. Right. The murder bots are though. Yep.
Yeah. Everyone after Afra.
Yeah. But Zepho will probably have Afra. It'd probably
Man.
just be exclusively Afra. It'll just be like 18. Like
I don't
everyone
know.
in the guild needs Afra.
Because I'm assuming if Zepho is off of a light side planet, it's theoretically on the light side track. It should be light side platoons, right?
But it is in the middle though. Like it could easily be considered a neutral one instead.
Kind of in the middle. I'm the only reason why I'm associating it to light side is because you have to access it through a light side planet.
Right, right. Well, and so I think you could lean toward that, but like, it's also not to the right hand side of the
Right.
of the light side. Like in my opinion, it looks more neutral potentially than. Not that it really matters. Like we can debate it forever, but well, so we're going coming up to a point here pretty soon where we're going to get an info dump of a ton of stuff. We're going to like we get this every couple of months,
Right.
where we need. Let's see. Hold on. All right. We needed a little break. Little man wanted to show his face a little bit, so
Yeah.
of course, as my co-host, I wanted to acquiesce to his demands,
Yeah.
and yeah. So anyways, we kind of forgot where we lost track of what we were talking about. For just full disclosure, we were like we debated it for like longer than we should have. Of like what were we talking about? Something about Zepho maybe. So
Yeah.
anyways, like the so well, I want to know. It's I'm excited to see what the rewards are gonna be for that. And I don't know, like so. Do you think that this could be the place we get, I don't know, like more Relic 9 stuff? Because they've opened the doors,
Oh.
like they've made Relic 8 available to us through the raid,
Hmm.
and maybe Zepho gives us more droid brains, because
That would be interesting.
that's the only thing really right now that we don't like. The raid even gave us more of the farmable piece, what the computer, the laptop things, whatever they are
Hmm.
for Relic 9, but that's still we're still limited by droid brains, especially
Yeah.
like free to play. Like yes, you can spend crystals to buy them, and honestly, like that's how you have to do it if you want Relic 9. But typically, I would just tell people who are in a small enough guild that can't earn droid brains that fast. I would typically just tell them, all right, if you really want Relic 9, like, so first off, you shouldn't want Relic 9. And second off, if you really want them, then like crystals are the only real alternative. But like you don't need Relic 9. No one needs Relic 9 beyond like two characters.
Right. Man. I didn't even think of that as an option because I was just thinking of potentially stars, potentially. It seems weird to unlock a planet just to get more, like get three and get two or something like that. So I feel like the reward needs to match the effort. Otherwise, no one's going to do it,
Well, yeah, like and
right?
it's pretty big effort. Like you need Seer at Relic 7, and you
Hmm.
need Survivor, Cal Survivor at Relic 7. And that's just to open it, and you have to have a ton of people in your guild with that,
Right.
which means a ton of people in your guild. Like Hot Ski Patrol, I don't know how many people need to finish the special mission, but like I if it's like half your guild or something, if you do like 25 people to do it,
Hmm.
we just won't open Zepho for a while because we have enough people who are close enough to free to play, and probably enough people who are actually free to play, that like they just won't have them in time. Really, like and because Survivor isn't just an open-ended, hey, it's in the journey guide character, we won't even have access to Zepho for like 3 to 6 months.
Right. Right. Exactly. For whenever he comes back the second time.
Right. So to change the subject just a little bit, I mean, it's along the same vein. So Zepho would be accessible to like the huge guilds that are like, hey, we already have a ton of droid brains, and we also spend money on droid brains anyways.
Right.
In a similar vein, did you know that somewhat that one of the guilds, the biggest Maw guild, just hit the biggest reward for the raid?
Like the max crate?
Like the 502 or whatever it is? Yeah.
I did not know that. That is insane.
And
Holy.
and it's like of all the people who need
Yeah.
that reward, it's not them.
Yeah.
Those are the
But of
50
course
people
they
in the
hit it.
game who don't need it.
Duty agrees.
Yeah. Yeah, he perked up at that. He's like, he's secretly in Maw.
Yeah. He's like, we do need it.
Yeah. No, we have reasons for needing it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Oh man. I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's gonna be the same thing. Like if you have Relic 9 materials as the reward, and like it's gonna be people who will guilds that will whale for Cal because you know that you need we don't know how many, but you need a certain number of your guild mates to pass that mission on Braca to get to um Zepho. And then who
Okay.
knows what you need on Zepho in terms of required units for the missions.
Okay, so kind of just thinking on my feet here. Like I've said this before, other places, maybe on this show as well. But
Mhm.
so they're not just going to. So Cal is going to go away, like Grand Inquisitor is. Like a lot of legendaries, like he's going to be unlockable for a week or something, and then
Right.
he's not going in the journey guide permanently. He will disappear, no
Mhm.
access to him until CG decides to get off their hindquarters and give us the event again, which, like Grand Inquisitor, they literally waited half of a year. Like, not exaggerated, it was 6 months. It was a full 6 months that they waited to re-release Grand Inquisitor.
Correct.
And so like we've been saying though that all right, they're not going to release Cal to just like the 200 people who have been willing to super whale on him to like mega kraken out. Like they're gonna
Hmm.
at least wait for at least people to buy the last characters through shipments, so that like more than 200, maybe like 1,000 people. I don't know how many people do. I don't really have a good grasp of it, but like they're going to wait until a certain number of people can unlock, because otherwise, how asinine is it to release this new awesome hot character that's gone before anyone but the super krakens, mega krakens, can even like dream of accessing and unlocking,
Um,
right?
yeah, I absolutely yeah. I don't know what they're thinking. Like I really don't know what they're thinking here. It just seems weird to make it a only a small number of people get him, but also seems weird to just leave it open for everyone to get him. I don't know.
Yeah, he little guy wants a chance to unlock him too.
Yeah, he's getting impatient about it.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Everyone should be. Well, so the idea is they're not going to have just krakens. Like I'm not a kraken. I don't buy characters through the lottery packs. Like that's not. I define kraken as someone who does that, and that I'm not a judgment. That's just my own personal mental definition.
Hmm.
So that's how I see it. And then beyond that, the mega the like I would consider myself a whale though on my main account, and I light whale, I soft whale, I spend it on shipments and stuff. I think that they're at least targeting my group
Yeah,
to unlock Cal. Other than
I
that,
would agree with that.
like some free to play, I have one free to play friend who has 20,000 crystals saved for specifically Cal unlock, like buying character shards and stuff for the Cal stuff. So, like, some free to play could get him, but otherwise, for the most part, he'll disappear. The question is,
Mhm.
Cal is so like linked to Zepho right now that do they dare really like release Cal at a point where seriously, like, if 1,000 people unlock Cal, that's still like dispersed among a lot of different guilds. There's still not going to be that many guilds who can access Zepho for 3 to 6 months.
Right. Yeah, because if you have 1,000 people unlock them and they're all dispersed, like you could theoretically have still only 5 guilds get to Zepho, let's say arbitrarily,
Right.
because the rest of the people are not, there's not enough of them in guilds to complete the mission, let's say, on Braca.
Right. Well, that's the it's not just like, hey, three people can get us there. It's like probably going to be 10, 15, 20, 25. Like who
Yeah.
knows how many people have to pass that mission to even unlock Zepho.
Yeah, exactly. I will say one of the things that I have thought about in regards to Zepho in general is doing that mission on whatever day your guild is in Braca and then ignoring Zepho until later on in the territory battle because it doesn't lead you to anywhere and you don't need to necessarily do it during phase 3.
Right.
So you could go back during phase 6 when the workload, so to speak, of TB is considerably lighter, and hopefully have some more information about Zepho, and then do whatever is required at that point.
Well, so you can't double dip on character unlock missions, right? Like you can't double dip on Riva, for instance. Like
Right.
if everyone does the Riva mission and then stops and you're at 0 stars, so you can have that note
Correct.
again. No one can do that fight again, which is fine.
Mhm.
I think you can do that for special missions like the GT3 missions and stuff. I think you can double dip on those.
I don't know if you can. I'm trying to remember in light side Geo if you could double dip on special missions, and I don't think you could.
I kind of think you can, but so if you can, if I'm right, which I inevitably am, now I'm not prepared to die on that hill. But if I am right, however, it's an interesting idea that maybe if it's a resource place,
Hmm.
like you rush to Zepho, try to get that unlocked as quick as you can,
Hmm.
and then spend every ounce of your like you as a guild, like you don't care about the stars as much as you just have everyone run that one mission
Hmm.
and then don't deploy, don't do anything, like do platoons if you need to or whatever, then do all your attacks,
Right.
and then maybe you have 4 runs at it,
At whatever is
or
there.
3 run. I guess it would be 4
It would
if
be
if you
four
were if you were all.
theoretically. 3, 4. Yeah. It would be theoretically 4.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I just want to know what's there.
You know what I hope it is? I hope it's just this huge cache of bronzium wiring.
I feel like everyone hopes it's bronzium wiring.
I just hope that as far as the eye can see, like you
Mhm.
open, it's like Smog's hoard of treasure, except it's not gold coins, it's bronzium wiring. It's just you can just swim in it.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be fantastic.
I know it's so ludicrous how I was looking at the prices, like they're not even trying to be subtle about it. Like you know how so for Mark III
Hmm.
materials, like it costs a certain amount to get like the Zinbittle or
Yeah.
the all that stuff. That if you compare how many pieces of Zinbittle, like you need 20 pieces or 10 pieces or whatever. And if you compare the expense of Mark III versus how much it costs of Mark II, which is a cheaper, easier to get resource, to buy bronzium wiring, the same amount of bronzium wiring, you still spend more Mark II than you would spend Mark III to get the other one. Like it's
That's
like
no.
it,
Just
it
no.
is it is crazy bad. Like, and you need 40 of them just for like one like really low relic. It's like I wonder why they even bothered to put them in the store.
It's kind of insulting.
Yeah, like this is one of the very few times that I'm like, it's almost toxic because how many times, like, it's almost just a resource drain for people who are just not paying full attention or who misclick.
Yeah, absolutely. They just go through and they would go through and just grab all of the relic materials they could.
Yeah. Well, and now I don't know if you've noticed, it's like, okay, a character needs bronzium, great. Okay, so click on bronzium, to go to, you're gonna go to the scavenger, the route to get there. But first, you have to scroll past all of the ludicrously expensive bronzium
Mhm.
that you're just not buying from the store.
That is, ugh.
Like there's been a couple times that I've accidentally clicked on it. It's like, yeah, you want to buy this? I'm like, Hell no.
No.
No, thank you. No means no. CG. All right, we got to get to the trigger photo. Let's see
Oh
if
man,
little man likes this part. So,
he won't.
whoa,
He's
we're in
gonna
the
be
game, kind of.
very disappointed to see it.
Yeah. Here it is. So, okay, there's this awesome screenshot someone submitted of like some troopers timing out against Mon Mothma and Worthless Guy, which is her summon. That's what I call
Hmm.
her summon. And that's it. They've timed out, and it's like, well, you still won the fight, right? Like you still got credit. And the answer to that is no. It's Mon
No.
Mothma alone, and they got a hold. And so people we were asking like, how did that even happen? And it just happens like they punched Biston in the
Hmm.
face and killed him as time ran out, and there was just not time enough for Mon Mothma to leave before you got to the like draw screen.
That just hurts.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like it's like literally like a second too late.
yeah. I wonder what the actual timing of it is. Like, if what if he had a better internet connection and that was what cost him? Like,
Oh.
what if there's like it's just a matter of nothing. Like, there's nothing. Yeah, it didn't happen to me. I can't see it from my house, so I do find it actually extremely amusing. But yeah, it's not. I do
It's not
feel bad
cool.
for Gavin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not cool, bro. All right, we're gonna go to Sarah's channel and do. We'll see what the little man has to say about the awful roster we're gonna review. We're
Mhm.
gonna do a character review, all that stuff, viewer questions, over on Sarah's channel. So click on the link that's probably below us somewhere right now, and or you can just go into the video description. Make sure to like, subscribe my channel, and leave comments and everything, and then go do the exact same for Sarah's channel. And we'll see you in just a minute, folks.
Mhm.
Say goodbye to little man.
Bye.